What's up, guys? How are you? Happy Monday. Welcome in to another episode of the Daily Juice Podcast with me, Matt Perrault at Sports Talk Matt. To follow me across all socials, this podcast being brought to you by our friends at omahasteaks.com. You're saving big right now, 50% off site-wide during their semi-annual sale. Get an extra $30 off with the promo code JUICE at omahasteaks.com. Okay, I don't sugarcoat. I tell you guys the truth, good, bad. We come and every day we're here. I faced the music when it was a bad day. And that was a bad day. We are now, this is nuts, after the weekend. I'm 21-12 in college football. I'm up 7.7 units in college football. But at least for me, I don't know about you guys, but every year I either have a really good college year or a really good NFL year. I can't think of a year where I was great in both. And the coin will flip with both. Like, I'm not going to go 0-18 on, or 0-17 on Wong teasers, but I'm 0-3 on Wong teasers. More on that in a second. That won't continue. But I also don't think I'm going to be up like 25 units in college football. I mean, maybe I will be, but through 4 weeks from up 7 units? I'm now 9-15 in the NFL, down 6 units. So I'm up 7.7, down 6. I mean, that's not good. that is bad in the NFL, but that will change. I'm confident that we'll get the NFL right, and that might come at the cost of college. I don't know, but college football has been a good start. NFL football has been not, unfortunately. Prop bets 10-8. I'm up 0.2 units on prop bets, so not great. 3-1 props yesterday. Wong teaser misses. The Jets did not cover. It didn't matter there because the Jaguars didn't cover either. They lost outright. So that thing was DOA dead. The real pain in the neck was the Ravens because not only did they have a kick at the end for 61 yards that was dead on, fall short, but then they had the football at the end of the game in a crucial fourth down situation, and a clear pass interference penalty should have come out, and it did not, and it blew the whole game. And the Colts win the game. It was a bloodbath for survivor pools yesterday. The Jaguars took out nearly 40% of the Circa Survivor themselves. If you were left over, the Ravens and the Cowboys took you down as well. If you did what I thought you should have done and just bet the Chiefs, you were kicking your heels up and watching Taylor Swift dance in a luxury box with Travis Kelce's mom, because you were loving life. It was the easiest W ever, but that was a very predictable play. I mean, that was my play for survivor pools. I was saying, okay, on BVB, I've gone now in 3 weeks. I've gone Ravens, Bills, Chiefs. I'm taking the good teams, and you go, oh, Matt, who's going to be left? I don't care who's left. I don't worry about, this is my advice to anybody who's still alive in a survivor pool. Do not worry about who's left and keeping somebody alive unless you're playing in the Circa Survivor when they have those wonky rules. But just a normal survivor, just pick winners. Worry about the overall strategic approach if you get to Halloween and you're still alive. And we're a ways away from Halloween. So heads up there. And then, look, I don't know what the hell happened at the end of the Vikings game. I don't understand how that game stayed under. The football, you had 2 possessions. I mean, I can't figure it out. Like, they had 2 possessions, the Chargers, to score a touchdown. A field goal. If they kicked a field goal, not that they should have, but if they did, it goes over. I mean, that, if you had the under, I know Pat Fitzmaurice had the under, and I tip of the cat to him. I mean, that was a very sweaty, very difficult under to hit. The over should have hit. So if the over hits there, and then if the Ravens get the call, we had the Chiefs teased down to 6.5. That was a walk in the park, easy W. Ravens would have hit. That we would have gone to 3-0 on my own teasers. And just victim of bad calls and victim of just not, executing properly, and the Ravens not doing what they should have done. They let the Colts stay in the game. And they should have taken advantage of numerous opportunities that they had. Lamar Jackson was great, but he didn't get much help. The offensive line was bad. I knew that going in. That's why I teased it down. I just didn't think the Ravens would lose the game outright to the Colts. So, just a bad day. Up 3.1 units going into the day, lost 3.1 units on Sunday. That's a flat week. And we start again here on a Monday. And we've got 2 NFL football games to tell you guys about. And I've got 2 plays, 1 in each game. And I've got a Major League Baseball bet that I'm going to give you guys coming up here for today. So new week. Let's continue. Let's see how we go. And let's start a new week and see if we can get a winning week. We lost a little the week prior. We were pretty much flat last week. So it's been I'll go back and recap September after this month. I think we're up for the month just because I think the first week of September went pretty well. I think Labor Day went pretty well that week. So I'll go back and recap it all at the end of the month and give you guys on October the 1st. I'll give you a full recap of how we did in October. But I'm pretty sure if you have a winning week this week, I'm pretty sure we'll have a winning month. But if you have a losing week, we could have a losing month. So we'll see how it all plays out. But college, bueno. NFL, no bueno. So take these bets and do what you want with it. Let's start here with the Buccaneers and their game against Philadelphia. Look, the Eagles, I don't know how good they are. Okay? Yes, they've won both games they've played. But I wasn't that impressed with either one. Were you? And if you were, you got to kind of tell me why. Like, the Eagles are getting chewed up through the air. Mac Jones kind of chewed them up through the air in week number 1. The Eagles, offensively, it's been okay. It's not been amazing. Jalen Hurts has thrown for about 400 yards through 2 games so far. They're running the ball, but the Bucs defense can do a pretty good job of stopping the run. On the other side, the Buccaneers offense, I'm probably going to lose that bet on under 6.5 wins for the Bucs. That was a play that I talked out with my co-host on the Bostonian versus the book, and both of us kind of came around to the same opinion that we thought the Bucs were going to be bad with Baker Mayfield. I like Baker a lot. I'm happy for him. Him and Mike Evans have been money. I mean, they've been unbelievable. They're 2-0 ATS so far. And I think their defense knows what's coming here. Stop the run. Make Philly throw. A.J. Brown's been on the sidelines yelling and screaming. I should know. He's on my fantasy team. Everyone knows this, right? If you got A.J. Brown on your fantasy team, you're like, what is going on? Not great. Vikings were pathetic last week with turning the ball over. We saw how pathetic they were this week. I mean, with what happens with the Vikings this week. Vikings are 0-3. So, yeah, you beat the Vikings and you beat the Patriots. Okay. Can you beat Tampa? I don't know. But the number is 5. I don't think we're going to see many points being scored in this game. So I'm going to same game tease this, okay? I've been pretty good hitting these. I'm going to give the Bucs 11 points. They are 5-point dogs right now. I'm going to give them 6 points. I'm going to go Buccaneers plus 11. And I think it's a low-scoring game. So I'm just going to take the 45 and put it up to 51 and go under. Under 51. I mean, even the Vikings game almost went under 51, right? We hit 52. So it's hard in the NFL. When you get around 52, 53, 54, it's hard to have games go over. It's happened. I mean, Chargers and the Dolphins yesterday when they hung 70, they went over by themselves. Scored 70 points. I mean, the Chiefs did what they did. So, you have that type of offensive explosion against really bad defenses, but neither team has a bad defense here in this game. Todd Bowles is a defensive-minded coach. He's going to know what's coming from the Eagles' perspective, and stopping Jalen Hurts is hard, but can the Eagles win by 14 points? I don't know. I'm going to say no. 1.2 units, minus 120. Same game teaser. Bucs plus 11, under 51 for 1.2 units. Second play, Rams and the Bengals. This game opened up, with the idea that Joe Burrow was going to play. Number was 7.5. The line tells the story, okay? There are already certain books, some of our friends down south, have already gone to 1.5. What does that tell us? That Joe Burrow's not playing, okay? And the kid that's going to start is a guy in Jake Browning who has no NFL experience. I mean, this is not a guy you want to ride with, okay? So what will the Bengals do? The Bengals will look to run the football. Why? The Rams have one of the worst rush defenses in the NFL. They're averaging 5.3 yards per rush given up. That's 31st, second to last in the NFL. They're giving up 122 yards on the ground. That's 24th in the NFL. The The Bengals 4.0 yards per rush is 17th best in the NFL. They're going to run the ball, 80, 90 yards on most days because they've got a great passing attack. And they're going to throw the ball. But Joe Burrow hasn't done anything because Joe Burrow's not healthy. And I don't think Joe Burrow's going to play. I think the Bengals are going to fall to 0-3. And I think the Rams, who have been very good out of the gate, the Rams are 1-1, but they're 2-0 ATS. Rams +2. I think you can take the money line here. I like what Matthew Stafford's looking like. I think Sean McVay is kind of sneaky in this underdog, no one thinks they're any good type of role. You have Aaron Donald still on that defensive side of the football up against a quarterback who's never played against Aaron Donald. Good luck to that. That's brutal. In prime time on top of that, Rams are scoring 26.5 points per game. That's 10th best. Sorry, it's 9th best inside the top 10 in the NFL. They're not running the ball a lick, but they're throwing well. 6.8 yards is a top 10. They're throwing 46 passes a game. That's number 2 in the NFL. 315.5 yards passing per game. That's 3rd best in the NFL. And the Bengals' pass defense is very good. I'm not saying that it's going to be a blowout or, it's going to be, a lopsided game. But I think with an unproven quarterback going up against this defense, I'm going to take Matthew Stafford and company. I'm going to take this new look passing attack even without Cooper Kupp. The Rams are surprising some people. Rams +2 here for 1.1 units. If you want to play money line and just forget it, go right ahead. Take money line if you want. I'm not going to be against it at all. Shop around, try to find some value on money line here for that, but it's not a bad bet at all. I mean, to go ahead and say, let me see what the latest money line price is here. It is anywhere from +115 down to +105 on the money line. So you get a little plus money, nothing too crazy. In Vegas, it's mostly +110 across the board. Circa's at +115. +1, Caesars is +115. DraftKings is a low at +105. So you can play money line if you want. I'm just going to take the 2 points because I've been burned. Falcons, I laid 2 points with the Falcons and they won by 1. So maybe the Bengals win by 1 and I want those 2 points. I want that cushion. So I'm going to take it. Rams +2 for 1.1 units. All right. Third and final bet, Rangers taking on the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. John Gray up against Patrick Sandoval. The Rangers just swept the Mariners. They have a 2.5 game lead in the division. This is unreal. You want to talk about coming out of nowhere? The Rangers, 3 weeks ago, the Rangers were dead. I mean, absolutely 100% dead. If you're a baseball fan, and I am, this is going to be an unbelievable race. The wild card in the American League, the Mariners start the day a half a game behind the Astros. Guess who they're playing? The Astros. You want a game to watch? If you don't like the football games, Astros, Mariners, Castillo up against Verlander, that's a playoff game, okay? Total is 7. I lean Mariners, but I'm going to look to in-game. I'm going to watch that. I'm going to look to in-game bet that on that. The Mariners are desperate, but the Astros have lost 3 games in a row as well, and they don't look right. The Astros just do not look right. The Mariners may have just run into a really hot team in the Rangers, but the Astros don't look right. In the National League, the Marlins are a game out. The Cubs are in a spot to make the playoffs. Cubs 82-74, Marlins 81-75. We'll cash the over 76.5 for the Marlins. D-backs are a half a game up on the Cubs, a game and a half up on the Diamondbacks. Phillies are comfortably in position to make a wild card berth at 87-69, but I mean, Reds are only 2.5 games back. Reds, Marlins, Cubs, D-backs. 4 teams for 2 spots in the National League. Rangers up 2.5 games, 87-68. They have a 3-game lead in the loss column between the Astros and the Mariners. 6-4 over the last 10, but they've won 5 games in a row. And the Rangers right now are in prime position to win the American League West. Every one of these games are super important for them. They'll wind up being the 2 seed and they'll get a bye. I mean, that's nuts given where they were with Max Scherzer getting hurt. And, obviously, all the injuries pitching-wise that they've suffered through here this season, them winning the West, unreal. So Rangers are 36-2 to the over, flat on the road. But overall, they're 83-64-8 to the over. They're an over team. The Angels are 37-36-2 at home. But on the year, 79-67-1. they are overall. An over team. Gray on the mound for the Rangers, 3.61 road ERA. He's given up 3 and 5 runs over his last 3 road starts. Up against Sandoval, who has a 4.66 ERA at home. His last 3 games in which he pitched at home, 10-3, 18-4, 8-3. All those games have gone over. In the 3 games in Anaheim between the Rangers and the Angels, the combined total scores have been 9, 11, and 24. So we're 2-0-1 to the total of 9 here. I'm betting over. Rangers and the Angels. Over 9 at -110. Let's see, runs being scored. I do lean towards the Rangers, but I mean, they've won 5 games in a row. The Angels like playing spoiler. They've only won 2 of their last 8, but the price is really expensive to come in here on the Rangers. I mean, it's -205 at latest look. It was 205 about an hour ago. Let's give you an up-to-date number as to where we are here for this game. And there's a very small number of baseball games to be played coming up here. The number is, it's -200, -205, -210. I mean, it's a lot to go ahead and to jump in with that. And you could say, well, Matt, why don't you just bet the run line? Well, look, you're still laying juice on the run line. I don't want to have a 5-4 game or a 6-4 game or 6-5 game rather, and the game goes over and we lose because we're laying -120 on a -1.5 runs. I don't want to do that. I'd rather just sit back and play the over and not sweat that through. Over 9, Rangers, Angels, 1.1 units. Okay, 3 bets for us on a Monday here on week number 1, or day number 1 of the week. Buccaneers +11, under 51, same game teaser at -120, 1.2 units down. Rams +2, 1.1 units down. Rangers over 9 against the Angels, 1.1 units down. So 3.4 units in play for us here on a Monday. Let's get off to a good start here. We've had kind of an up and down, bad break. The coin's going to flip here, although we swept on Friday, which was really nice. Won on Saturday, but we could have had a monster day. If that could have been a 4-1 day on Saturday, and that would have been awesome, but we didn't get there. And then bad breaks on Sunday caught up with us, and we had a really rough day on Sunday. So flat week last week. Let's get some big breaks, some good breaks to go our way coming up this week here on a Monday. My name is Matt Perrault. Follow me across all socials at Sports Talk Matt each and every morning. It is the Daily Juice Podcast being brought to you by OmahaSteaks.com.